How do you make a cocktail? When you don't know what a key ingredient will be, you get one ingredient randomly assigned and you have to make it work. The Cointreau Margarita Challenge is back, and this year they're shaking things up. Literally. No, I'm not competing, but I'll go through the exact same process with you.
Alright, welcome to my kitchen, and now it's time to make a research and development.
I'll show you how to apply, tell you what you need to know before you do. Then, I'll get my secret ingredient, and you'll see how I turned it into a margarita.
Ooh. It's no good.
It's cocktail time.
The 6th edition of the Cointreau Margarita Challenge is simple. You apply, get a random ingredient, and build a margarita around it. From all the recipes, 12 finalists will be selected, 10 regional winners, plus a rookie and a wild card. All heading to France for the global final. There are 10 different random ingredients. You don't get to choose, but they can all make a great margarita. It even got me to try some things I've never done on the channel before. But first, I had to apply. Applications are open until May 31st. Here's how I do that.
Okay, now let's see which ingredient I'm gonna work with. The website's gonna be in the description down below, so it's going to drive you directly to the application. Something I wanna advise you when applying for a cocktail competition is read the rules. So read them not only once, read them twice or even 3 times. Then respect the theme, which means using the ingredient you're getting with Shake It Up and Virtual Shaker. Then we have storytelling. Every cocktail competition and every cocktail has to have a story. Write it down and then practice it. And then is a presentation and the photo. So make sure you're presenting the cocktail and the ingredient itself in a proper way. The recruitment phase is from April 1st to May 31st, and then announcing the finalists in September. All these finalists are gonna go to a global final, the ultimate showdown. I was present there last year. It was amazing, so you don't wanna miss this. It's from November 15th to November 19th. Just wait, it's just during my birthday. So I would love to be present there too. Okay, register now. Let's go. First name, Kevin. Last name, Kos. Instagram account, Kevin Kos. I have 20 years of experience working behind bars, behind camera, and on guest shifts in total. Okay, so I don't work behind a bar anymore, but I am from Slovenia. Then my bar name, Cocktail Time with Kevin Kos. Oh, that's a good question. I have so many people that inspires me throughout this journey. I still believe one of my biggest inspiration is Jeffrey Morgenthaler, bartender who invents many new cocktail ingredients, cocktail techniques, a lot of hacks, a lot of beautiful approaches of how to make our job easier, and he's willing to share with everybody. So he's my big inspiration. Then, how did you hear about the Cocktail Margarita Challenge? From social media, of course. Social media next. Okay, shake the control shaker to reveal your imposed ingredient. How to shake it? Okay. Oh, it's bell pepper. That's nice. Love it. This naturally goes well with tequila and margarita and orange. Can't wait. Let's put my ingredient here.
Here's the biggest tip for any time you're creating a cocktail. Write everything down. Ingredients, ideas, experiments, all of it. That's how you can build something special. Okay, after that, the real work starts. Before I touch anything, I want to understand the ingredient, how it behaves, what works with it. For that I like to turn to books like the Flavor Matrix. But there are also resources online if you need inspiration on how to get the most out of your ingredient and how to turn it into a margarita. For that, you'll probably need a bit of R&D.
Alright, welcome to my kitchen. It's almost 11 p.m, so it's quite late. The kids are sleeping, so that's why my voice is a little bit toned down. I want to guide you through what I'm planning to do for this year's edition of this challenge. As you know, I love using soda waters because, and I love making soda waters because I think soda water is a great addition to a cocktail. It gives this the bubbles, liveliness. I think it's beautiful. So, what I did: bell pepper, blended, pickle brine, freeze clarification. And then I ended up with this kind of quite yellowish orangey hue liquid. It diluted, added some lactic acid, tones down this harshness of acetic acid. A little bit of sugar to it as well. My first attempt was a bit too sweet because I didn't take into account that there's some sweetness in bell pepper. and in pickled brine as well. Tone down the sweetness, and now here we are with this beautiful soda. Love it. There's of course tequila and Cointreau, which I didn't touch, so it's just the way it is. But this is something really interesting, and I want to show you something. It's right here. Something we haven't shown on Cocktail Time channel, and it's a water distiller. And come closer, I want to show you this. This is something I stumbled across in India. It's kind of it is steam distillation, and then goes through here when water liquefies back again and coming dripping here. So this is then the flavored water. In my case, like I said, it's a lemongrass and citron pepper. I ended up with this flavorful water. I added some acids. So this is my sour part of the drink. And then the third one is garnish, actually. Something, again, we haven't shown on the channel so far. It's a microwave sponge. So here on this sponge, there is an egg white, flour, water, lime peel, salt, sugar. Yeah, I blend it together, put it in easy siphon. Then I put it out into this to-go cups. Put it into the microwave on the maximum power. So yeah, this one was 50 seconds. This one was a bit like a minute and 10 seconds. I'm still deciding on which one I'm gonna go with. I'm still thinking about either using red bell pepper or green or yellow one, because red one gives this fruitiness, a little bit of vegetal notes, but green would give me a bit more vegetal notes. To be honest, the drink is something I really like already, but I'm just trying to elevate it even more. You'll see it in the final result when we film it in the studio. Now it's time to clean all this.
So after some late night R&D, here's what I ended up with to make my Bell Fizz margarita. Bell pepper and pickled brine soda, acidified lemongrass and citron pepper water, and a salty lime sponge, together with Blanco tequila and Cointreau Leonique. Here's a quick step-by-step on how to make my 3 DIY ingredients, starting with the bell pepper and pickled brine soda. I ended up deciding on red bell pepper, so first I'll blend that together with pickled brine that usually goes to waste, so I'm happy to find a way to use such a flavorful ingredient. Once blended, transfer the mixture and freeze it completely. We've done freeze clarification just a few episodes ago, so you'll know that after it's frozen, let it defrost on a fine mesh strainer lined with a damp paper towel, and let it slowly strain through. Once that's done, measure your yield, and for every 100 milliliters, add 10 grams of sugar, 0.5 grams of lactic acid, and 100 milliliters of chilled water. Lactic acid tames the acetic acid from the vinegar. Sugar adds balance, and we need a bit of dilution. Mix everything together by hand or with a magnetic stirrer. Then it's time to carbonate the whole liquid. I'll be using 2 CO2 cartridges in this carbonator. This gives you a balanced soda, where the bell pepper leads and the brine adds depth without being too sharp. We'll have lime in the garnish, so for the acidic component I wanted something different. I went with a distilled solution using lemongrass and citron pepper in my custom rigged water distiller. The original version is linked in the description. First, fill it up with 2.5 liters of water, then place a strainer above it and add dried lemongrass and crushed citron pepper. Crushed pepper will give it more flavor, and then mix it, before adding it to the strainer.
Adjusting the recipe? Why?
Well, adjusted the recipe,
what was
okay.
wrong?
There wasn't enough lemongrass flavor. It was quite plenty, but not enough, not the pungent flavor I wanted to achieve with using this distillate. So now we added a bit more. I'm sealing the system with plastic wrap, so no steam escapes. Then run the distillation. Sometimes you need to hack a system to make it work better. As the steam passes through our flavoring agents, it will pick up those notes. When it condenses and drips out, we get a flavorful liquid. And I wish you could smell the amazing aroma in the studio right now. The first part of the distillate carries the most flavor, so collect just the first liter. Once I have the flavored distillate, I need to adjust the acidity to make it ready for the cocktail. For this yield, I'm adding 40 grams of citric acid and 20 grams of malic acid to match it with the acidity of a lime. This creates a clear acid component with floral citrus notes from the lemongrass and a subtle tingling sensation from the citron pepper. We have the ingredients to make the cocktail, and I'll show you how to make the garnish at the end. Another theme this year is shake it up, but with ingredients like this, clear, delicate, you could also stir it, or simply build it in the glass. I'll split the difference and throw it, to add some air without making it cloudy. So ice goes in the smaller shaker this time, and ingredients into the big one, Blanco tequila, followed by Cointreau unique. And my distilled acid component. No saline here, the soda and garnish both have the salt component added. Now I'm pouring the cocktail back and forth, increasing the distance each time. This gently aerates it while keeping everything nice and clear. Once chilled, pour it into a glass over ice, and top it up with a chilled bell pepper soda. Give it a few gentle lifts, and finish it with a big piece of the lime sponge garnish on a cocktail pick. Beautiful. And while it's still looking this good, it's time to capture its beauty. I'm bringing in our house photographer for this one.
Thanks, Kevin. I can already tell them something to do differently than what we're doing here. Prep the shot before you make the drink. So, because it's always gonna look the best right after it's made. So you wanna make sure the lights and everything you wanna set up is already in place before you're ready to hit the shutter button. Stuff, you can make this work with either a camera or the camera on your phone. So usually the lighting is more important. You can work with artificial light, or trust me, natural light from the nearest window is usually just fine. You'll want to find the right angle based on the cocktail that you made. So if your cocktail is clear, you might want to have light coming through it to highlight the beautiful cocktail that you made. It also a lot depends on the garnish that you made. So if something is, you want it to really be visible, you don't want to shoot the cocktail from below, you want to highlight the garnish if it's something special like what we have here. It's not too cluttered. Some foreground bokeh is nice, you can highlight some of the ingredients that you put in, but you don't want to make a whole mess. You don't want to make a whole mess around your cocktail, because you still want to make sure the cocktail is the star. And if you need some inspiration, here are some great shots from previous year. If one of these is yours, brag about it in the comments. And with that, Kevin, here's my shot. I hope I did it justice. Cheers.
Thank you. After you try the Belfi's margarita, I'll show you how to make this garnish. The best part of creating a cocktail. Oh, that's so good. Of course, bell pepper is in the center, and everything is built around it. Absolutely, together with Cointreau. But lemongrass is playing so well in here, with some tingling notes of Sichuan pepper, fruity, slightly floral, and just lovely margarita highball. Oh, it's so good. Salty, limey. Have to try it out.
Kevin, last year you got to try all of the finalist cocktails in France in the final, right? How do you think this compares to, like, did someone make anything similar? Did you taste anything similar there?
Now that I remember that there was something with bell pepper, maybe I forgot. But I tried a couple of highball margaritas there, which I think it's good variations of a variation of a margarita, because of course margarita usually goes well with in a hot summer day, and highball goes well in a hot summer day, right? So this is a well combination of both, the best of two worlds, I would say. So yeah, that's why I went in this direction. So for the garnish, you'll need a microwave plus these ingredients. First, combine egg whites, water, oil, flour, salt, and sugar. Instead of lime peels, since I couldn't find organic limes, I'm going with a few drops of lime flavoring and some green food coloring to get a brighter green color. Blend everything until smooth. If you're using lime peels, add just the skin, no pith, and make sure it's organic. Transfer the mixture into a siphon, charge it with nitrous oxide, and shake it well. Then dispense it into a microwave-safe paper cups, filling it about 1/3 full. Microwave at full power for 80 seconds. Try a few samples with plus or minus 10 seconds to see how it turns out in your microwave. As soon as it's done, take it out, turn the cup upside down, and let it cool.
Ooh.
It's no good.
Are you still doing R&D?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because we have a different microwave than what you have.
Yeah, we have a different microwave, so I'm figuring out what is the right time. This seems like a right, perfect one. So maybe best if you add 1 cup into the microwave instead of 2, because these are a bit too moist. But this one is better, with the same timing and the same watts. 1 cup.
Once cooled, remove the sponge and tear or cut it into pieces for garnish. This gives you a light, airy texture with a fresh citrus aroma and bright green color that ties the whole drink together. So that was my take on this year's challenge. Now, it's your turn. Get your ingredient, build your story, and shake it up. You have until May 31st. Cheers and good luck.